Hey, Wambog World Entertainment, and we got some bad news regarding the possibility of Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson reuniting for a new season of True Detective, which the rumour has been out there that was going to be a plan to get the band back together from the first season. Because Woody Harrelson has now flat out said, yeah, there's no chance of it happening. So, even though Matthew McConaughey has been teasing it, Woody Harrelson has now come out to say, no, it's not happening. And it's funny, the article we're going to look at that says this, they talk about a returning showrunner. So it makes it sound like it was everyone from the first season. Not the case. So it's saying, as HBO and returning showrunner Isa Lopez gear up for another season of True Detective, Woody Harrelson is retiring Detective Marty Hart. Now, the returning showrunner, Isa Lopez, is the showrunner of the last season, season 4, which was the season with Jodie Foster and that black woman who I believe is actually a boxer in real life who could not act her way out of a brown paper bag. That's the returning showrunner. It's not the showrunners from the first season, it's the showrunner from the previous season. So the three-time Oscar nominee recently shut down hopes that he will reunite with Season 1 co-star and longtime pal Matthew McConaughey for another round of the prestige anthology crime drama after they launched the show in 2014. That's mind-blowing. I would never have said it was that long ago that the first season came out. That's insane how long ago that is. Does not feel like that at all, does it? So he said, Matthew's so funny, in fairness. Never, no chance. He said on third hour of today after McConaughey teased the possibility. So because it turned out great, Woody Harrelson said the reason there's no chances because of this. He said, because it turned out great, I love that it turned out the way it did. And if anything, doing another season would, I think, tarnish that. Now, he's absolutely right about that, because that would be a question I think we'd all ask, is if they came back to do a new season, would it live up to the hype? Chances are it wouldn't. But, the first season was so fantastic. The dark mystery around it. It was like the question being, is it supernatural? Is it not? Well, should I spoil 2014? Come on, surely I can spoil it. It wasn't supernatural. There was like supernatural elements, but it wasn't supernatural. So it's kind of the way it was done and stuff. It was just fantastic. And yeah, would you be able to capture that again? To the point where we're not seeing the writing on the wall, where you're like, well, clearly they did it, or it's going to be this type of thing. So I think he's right about that. So it's saying created by Nick Pizzolita, who I've butchered the name of. Season 1 of True Detective followed Detective Marty Hart and Rust Cohle, who was McConaughey, as they navigated the murder of Dora Lang from 1995 to 2002, before new evidence forces them to revisit the case 10 years later, as it may be connected to a series of unsolved murders. After Pizzolito said that both actors were open to reprising their roles and he has another story in mind for them, McConaughey said they were keen on the idea, but it's nothing more than an idea. So it's saying, if Nick puts something on paper that Woody and I think is good enough, it wouldn't even be a choice, he told NME. We would look at it and go, it must happen. It's gotta be damn good though, because we set a pretty good precedent. So that's when the whole thing, the story was coming about, that they were looking to do a new season with the two of them coming back, and everyone pretty much coming back from the original series, at least, the main people. That being, what's his name, Nick Pizzolito, who, again, I'm probably butchering that, and McConaughey and Harrelson. But Harrelson has now said, no, there's no chance. So, but it sounds like even if he was now look, that's not to say if he wasn't handed a great script, he would change his mind. But it sounds like he doesn't want to risk it. It's clear that he doesn't want to kind of risk tarnishing, as he even says, the first season and what they did in that first season. Because, like, regardless of what way the other seasons went, they never lived up to that first season. You know, everyone pretty much universally despised season 2. They were kind of mixed on season 3, and season 4, again, they were, like, hating. They despised season 4. And season 4 did go in the direction of let's add supernatural elements to it, which was a really strange move to do that. It was like, why would you do that now? But either way, from what we understand, season 5 will be a continuation of season 4, which will be the first time that's happened with the show as well. In fact, the first characters we've been introduced to will continue a story beyond one season. So I don't think a lot of people are on board for that, because, as I said, a lot of people hated that last season, and now the idea that they're going to continue that story, I don't even know how and why you would want to continue the story. Like, the characters in the last season were so unlikable, especially the black girl. Again, whatever her name was, she was so unlikable. She was the type of character, if she died, you wouldn't care. It's like, this is just an absolute unlikable character. She screwed up an investigation. Just if you didn't see it, she screwed up in an investigation, and of course, all she does is blame everybody else. It was everybody else's fault that she got demoted down to being basically like a beat cop. And Jodie Foster, it was like a absolute horrendous character as well. You know, she had this married guy under her thumb. Like, it was pretty much like, you do what I tell you to do, or you're fired, and all this type of stuff. And his marriage was falling apart because he could not get time off or anything. She was constantly at him. She'd berate him, belittle him, everything, and she'd do that to everyone. And then she was even cheating with married men and stuff. They were absolutely unlikable, horrendous characters. And you're like, why do we have to follow these people? And the idea that they want to continue that story, which truly makes no sense when it comes to the black one, because she vanished, like, she left. I barely remember the whole thing, but like, she went on like some weird quest or some crap. Overall, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey set the bar so high that nobody's been able to reach it. Never mind get over it. And now it looks like the idea of them coming back is not going to be happening. And Woody Harrelson's right for what he says about not wanting to come back, is the fact that he feels, and by the looks of it, he's saying flat out, like, yeah, I don't think we could live up to the first one. We just kind of ruined what we did. So it's disappointing, but I understand. I would rather have that great season than have a great season and a bad one that complements it. So let me know what you guys think. Are you happy that it's not going to happen? Are you disappointed that it's not going to happen? Let us know. And what did you think of all the seasons, if you've watched all of them, especially that last one? And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button, check out memberships, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.